So you just got home from a long day of work. A lot of things are going on during the day. You had a bunch of things to do and it's another day. But you get home, you have a list of things that you still want to do. You want to cook, you want to go to the gym, you want to maybe go out on a date, or you want to watch your favorite TV show. But what happens is you just check out immediately. Everything that you wanted to do just happens to not happen. And this has been a pattern in your life for many, many years. I have understood this pattern and I see it with so many people that I work with and in myself when I was also living this life. And this has been a cycle. And the reason is what we're going to dive into today. We're going to dive into a bunch of reasons why this has been the case for you for the past few years. And I want to help you understand this at a deeper level so that way you can truly block this pattern. You see, you've maybe even been aware of this. Like you get home and all of a sudden you're just like, I don't want to do anything. I'm just too tired to want to do anything. I don't want to have to make decisions. I don't want to have to figure all this extra crap out because it just stresses me out. And I get it. You're managing people. You're having to deal with people all day. And people are telling you what they need from you. And so you're just giving away your energy all the time. And people are asking for this, to get something from you, to receive something from you. You had to make a bunch of decisions. You had to be the executive. You had to be functioning throughout the entire day. And then that minute comes when you get home and you're just like, I don't want to have to deal with anything else that has to do with decision making. And that actually leads me to my first point. The biggest reason why you haven't been doing the things that you know you want to do after work and you just end up being lazy and not doing anything with your time is you're having what is called decision fatigue. What happens is you end up having so many decisions from your day that you end up not wanting to make any more decisions. It kind of has to do with willpower, where you expend it all. When you're giving your decision power away throughout the entire day, you end up not having any left for yourself. This is the time when these decisions are actually the most important for you because your mental well-being is the most important in your wind down for the rest of the day so that you can come back stronger tomorrow and end up killing it in the workplace, having a great time, and then also being able to fully feel like you can decompress and not think about work at all. But if you don't end up doing that, right, and you end up just wasting your time and doing something completely opposite of what you intended to, what then happens is you get suppressed. All of a sudden, you had this idea, right, that you wanted to do, and then you go back against your word and you don't do it. What do you think that does by giving yourself that chance in the beginning to say, hey, I have this time right after work where I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to cook, I'm going to just take it easy, I'm going to go to the park, I'm going to go on a walk, but then you end up not doing it? If we were to put this in an example of like a child, right? And you were to be your old childlike self again, and say that this version of you who wants to get things done and to go to the park or whatever it is, tells this child version of you, hey, I'm gonna let you have a piece of candy and we're gonna go play with some dogs and we're gonna do all these amazing fun things. We're gonna go to Disneyland. And then you end up going against your word and breaking this child's heart and saying, you know what, I actually can't do that today. What do you think that does to that child? It's the same thing that's happening to you. And there's this emotional suppression that starts to happen, this distance that starts to happen from you and yourself. And this starts to end up getting stronger and stronger and stronger, but in the wrong way, the wrong direction, where you end up not being able to trust yourself. And that is really hard to deal with as you keep going throughout your life. You then double question everything about you, about your identity, about who you are, about what person to go out with. These patterns start to show up more and more and more in your life, and you end up not knowing and being able to trust yourself in your gut. And this is all because of this one underlying factor. Your brain, at the end of the day, has done so many things that inside of it, we have these neural pathways. The things that we are habitually doing, something that our mind and our body are very used to, that gives us the path of least resistance, the path that is the easiest to do. And so I just said it there. That's the whole reason why you end up doing the thing that makes you feel even more groggy and more annoyed and more frustrated, is you're taking the path of least resistance. And the path of least resistance is the easiest path to go. It doesn't take any effort. It's just automatic. It's on autopilot. And the moment that you give into this path, you then come back into this automatic checkout. I'm just going to just be on my phone, or I'm going to watch TV, and I just want to completely emotionally suppress myself to not feel anything. And this starts to end up getting you in a place of depression, anxiety, and overwhelm because you haven't been following through on the things that you know you should be doing. And you love life. You've felt it before. You know what amazing days feel like, where people are around you. There's so many activities going on. There's amazing food, and you need to be able to find a way to tap into that again. This is what I do with the people that I work with, the men that I work with, where we actually sit down and we figure out what works for them in their life to be able to pick apart these things and changing that around to actually find a way to have energy after work. If any of this has been relating and hitting home for you, I would really recommend to grab the link below and book a call with me. We can dive into this as deep as you want, and we can figure out the way that it will actually be able to get rid of those bad patterns, those bad habits for good. But let me help you understand what it needs to happen in case you do want to have to go on this on your own. Because the thing that matters most when you are getting back home, you need to tell yourself and remind yourself to not get into autopilot, the path of least resistance. You cannot get into this check out stage. And the way that you do that, so for example, you want to get home from work, okay, and you want to go to the gym. What you do right away in the morning is going to be the most important thing, because in the morning, you actually end up putting your gym bag right in the front of the house, right where you always see it. And this then will allow you to be like, oh wait, yeah, my gym bag's right there. Okay, I'm gonna go into the gym. I'm just going to do these two things. And then your gym bag ends up sitting there. And you know, because it's right in the center of your house, right where you can see it. And then you can remind yourself to be like, hey, I told myself I'm gonna go to the gym. The bag's already ready. There's no more resistance because of the idea of having to get everything like figured out. Oh, I gotta get my water bottle, I gotta get my clothes, all those things. You have it ready, and you know you have the hour or 2 hours that you're gonna go to the gym and basically get all that done. It feels amazing because you just end up seeing the bag, get a few things done, and just go. Simple as that. And that's a really simple way to actually start to get out of this automatic pattern. The second thing that I recommend is taking a nap. As bizarre as that sounds, Albert Einstein used to take naps. And his high-functioning brain and high-functioning days of figuring out math equations and science and figuring out amazing human discoveries within our world, he took naps because he recognized the mental power that he had during his work days. And he wanted to rediscover some creativity and some willpower that was inside of him somewhere, but he just needed a refresher for that. And so the max amount of time that I would recommend for this is 25 minutes. Because if you end up going too long, your brain will start to get into a sleep cycle. So if you get too far into the sleep cycle, you will then mess up your circadian rhythm, and you do not want that to happen. You want to just break it where you still are in this resting phase, where you get as much rest and digest stage out of the sleep, out of the nap, that you then can just wake up right after 25 minutes and surprisingly feel really refreshed. The third thing that I'd recommend is actually not going home. If you're at the office, right? The first thing that I would do is, instead of getting in the car and then just like driving home, why don't you put your stuff in the car and then start to just go on a walk around the street or around the neighborhood, wherever your office is. If that's at home too, just get out of the house and just leave the house for 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, just walk around the block. You'll find that your energy is a completely different state because you're moving. And physicality, surprisingly as well, gets you more energized. It's not the opposite where you need energy to do something that's physically active. It's that you move and your body will prepare you and give you more energy because it's seeing that it's moving. And the more that you move, the more energy you're gonna have. These are just simple strategies that I can even just implement right now into my daily life. And I did in the past. And your life is completely different. So that's why if you think that you are too complex, you have too many things going on and you can't even think to what this would need to be to get your energy back, then I'm here for you. I'm here to talk about this with you. And I've had hundreds of people that I've helped throughout the years, and giving them their vitality, showing them what it takes to find that equation for them, for you, that makes the most sense. This is how you get back your feeling alive feeling. That feeling that you get when you're just underwater and peaceful and energized. That's the feeling that I want you to have again. So if you feel called and you would like some support with this, you can grab the link below. I'm glad that this was helpful for you to watch today, and I'll see you on the next episode.